Hey America. Now, some of y'all who are familiar with the trucking community, you see this trash, those white bags and that suspicious brown material? Yeah, let's talk about it. Give me a second to finish up this huffy puffy lap. So basically, today's episode, we're going to talk about that big scary word that gets thrown around and certain people tend to freak out about it, called accountability. And I'm going to start with the most current group I'm associated with, the truckers, but that's not where I'm going to stop. All right, America. Like I said, we're going to talk about accountability. Number one, since I'm a little bit of a fitness influencer, you may have heard of me, Tony Magnum. Thank you for tuning in to Tony Magnum Trucking. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, blah, blah, blah. So what you just saw me doing right now is getting my huffy puffy on. So I've spent about 40 minutes lapping this parking lot here, and just it's a little snowy, it's a little cold, but you saw me have my poncho on. If it got worse, as in it's just little itty bitty drizzle. If it got worse, I would have called it, but everything was good. I was semi prepared. Boom. I want to say shout out to these other truckers who were pulling out this way. By the time I was coming back in their exit, walking that lap there, I got into the snow to get out of their way. Yes, get the fuck out of the truck's way. I'm not saying that as in, oh, you think you're big and bad, you a bully. No, I'm saying that is a big ass fucking vehicle. Get the fuck out of the way if you care about your life. But when I did, they tried to stop and give me room because they didn't want me walking in the snow. Shout out to the courtesy right there. Now, that's the good news. Let's get back to the bad news. That plastic bag situation that's a little down yonder. Truckers, mother truckers, bonehead truckers, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, stop being nasty. You wonder why there's a nasty stereotype about truckers? It's because of shit like that. Yeah, I'll be the first one to admit, yeah, I'm black, and I grew up in a poor single mother household, blah, 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 all that bullshit, but stereotypes exist for a reason. To pretend that they're just bullshit all the way around is silly on your part. You got to notice these certain trends within certain groups. So, like I said, I want to start with the group I'm most currently associated with, truckers. Now look, where I'm at a rest area. There's a bathroom just a few yards back down that way, and it's got vending machines and everything. So I can understand that. I remember being in my single digits. Freaking, we pissed in bottles when we made those trips from Virginia to South Carolina when that road was hella long and up and down those mountains. And that was more streamlined nowadays, but we pissed in bottles in my single digits. It was just a thing. So, but guess what we did with those bottles of piss when we came to a legitimate stop? Threw them the fuck away. So, what I'm saying is, I'm not going to say I'm above the idea of you using a makeshift facility in your cab if you have the means to properly secure it. But if you have the means to properly secure it, that means when you get to a more legitimate stop, a legitimate location with trash cans and big old bins right there, throw the shit away. Okay? There's these things back in the military. They're called wag bags. Some of y'all may know what they are. Write in the comment section about your experience with a wag bag. It's basically a bag that has a little bit of desanitation or defunk odor, whatever the fuck in it. You set it up on a bucket, you drop your deuce, and you clean yourself. They got wipes in there. You clean yourself, and you basically tie it down, boom, you throw it in the shitter pile. I think they're awesome. I even did a little searching, and Amazon has basically a porter potty wag bag shitter. And guess what, hippies? They're environmentally friendly. So here's a worst case scenario. You're out of time. You got no choice but to pull over to the side of the road. Uh-oh, it's bubbling. You feel that? Oh, my stomach bubbling. You're feeling that coming up, right? You got your wag bag scenario. Or let's say you don't even have a wag bag. You have just a basic grocery bag. You do your business. Hopefully you got some baby wipes or something to clean yourself. And after that, you go off into the tree line somewhere and bury it. That's probably the worst case scenario. And the lightest case, if you got what you call it, piss bottles or something like that, just throw it away when you get to a legitimate stop. Do not be the guy. I'm meeting you halfway, hippies. Don't be the guy just throwing around the plastic. It's not biodegradable, blah blah blah, and throw it out there, making the roads and the environment look bad. Okay, wait till you get to a proper trash facility and just throw it away. Okay, it's not that hard. It's not that complicated, because that right there, that bag of shit over here in this parking lot, while we're in a facility that has a bathroom right over there and those big ass trash bags, completely unacceptable. That's making the truckers look bad. Now, on that note, the whole message here is about accountability. And another a technique when it comes to accountability is shame. Now, I know in the political spectrum right now, there's a lot of talk about shaming. There is a good thing of shaming, but it's the good thing that's being ignored. And yeah, I'm looking at the liberals mostly on that. It's the idea that when the people of your group do something that is wrong, you want to turn a blind eye to it. You want to make an excuse for it, because you don't think the idea of being shamed is, you don't feel good with being shamed. Well, guess what, motherfucker? If you don't want to be shamed, you shouldn't be doing the fuck shit in the first place. I think I said that. I'll say that until I'm blue in the fucking face. If you don't want the negative label of whatever, you shouldn't be doing the action that warrants that label. So if you don't want to be called a, ladies talking to you, if you want to be labeled a hooah, then you shouldn't be spreading your legs all over town. Talking to the black people, you don't want to be labeled as a thug, yo diggity, then maybe you should pull up your pants and just get a real job instead of freaking killing another brother in the street. How about it? How about it? Don't just sit there and demand. It shows how evil, lack of accountability, and undisciplined that you are, that you honestly demand other people to not pay attention to what the fuck you do. Does that not sound shady as fuck, just out loud? Okay, now, Western culture, we have a guilt system, where the Eastern cultures, Japan and whatever, they have a shame culture. The shame culture is where the individual, if they do something bad, they understand that it reflects negatively on all the groups they're associated with. Not just them, but their jobs, their family, whatever generations. And that's why the idea of, I think it's called seppuku, where they stab themselves and commit suicide, is a thing. I'm not saying it's a modern thing, but it is a thing in their culture. I think it's called seppuku. Write in the comment section if you know the actual name of that. And forgive me for being a little bit of a weeb, but that's why I understand. We operate, the Western civilization operate more on a guilt culture, where all the shame is more internalized. You, the individual, have to feel bad about your actions. And it's like one part okay, but we all have to be on the same page of what's good and what's bad. And we're not there. And that's why we got degenerate, criminal, psycho people running amok nowadays. And guess what? Our little policies, especially in the liberal shitholes, they are allowing the freaking Pookies and Ray Rays and other criminal degenerates of all makes and models to just run amok. I'm looking at you, New York. Yeah. So, do you see the problem that we're having here? It's all because that degenerate, that Pookie and Ray Ray, don't want to feel bad about robbing a fucking liquor store, taking shit that don't belong to them. That's why we have that shit. And that's why we have, I'm throwing women under the bus right now. These women out here trying to fight for, you shouldn't worry about our body counts or even abortion. Because it's a sense of accountability. They don't want it. They don't want the accountability. They don't want the shame, but they still want to do what the fuck ever. That's horrible. That is horrible. So, there's this is my last little note here on the subject, okay? This is a term I learned in the Marine Corps, And I want to explain how it applies to this scenario and the groups that keep doing the most whining, women and blacks. And I want to say how it works, okay? the term was the term was make the uniform look good. That meant it didn't matter what color you were or your genitalia. You were a U.S. Marine. Your job as an individual was to make the group look good. I cannot tell you, and guess what I did? I'm going to throw myself on the chop block. What did I do to enforce this policy, or at least within myself? I can't tell other grown-ass men to do anything. But you know the stereotype of Marines going out to bar fights, going out bars, drinking, chasing skirts, doing a whole bunch of fuck shit, and that's what it means to be a Marine. Rah, rah, rah. Fuck no. I disagree with that. And when I went out in public, I dressed semi-professionally, had a casual shirt on, just regular stuff, make sure my hair wasn't all out of whack, and just walked. This one particular day, I walked in Walmart. I was with another Marine buddy, and I think he was a Marine, I don't know, but he's like, if y'all don't stop looking like Marines in public. Now, he said that. Now, what do you think is the better way of making the uniform look good? Dressing semi professional, just casual but professional looking, acting like you got some sense, or knocking up women randoms, getting yourself trying to get yourself that housing allowance with those contract marriages, and just acting like a drunken fool? Which one sounds like a Marine? I ran into this other loser who, he's one of these chumps that's intimidated by me, or he's either intimidated or does he want to fuck me? I don't know. But because he later found out I was a Marine, this is how he introduced himself to me. Hey, I didn't know you was a Marine too. Yeah, I was a Marine. He said, hey, you know, he automatically started hitting me with some gay ass shit. And it's like, you're going to come off the rip with some gay ass shit like that? And then two, you want to freaking use the Marine Corps as a shield for that nasty ass behavior. I'm not saying anything bad about gay people. I'm just saying this dude claims not to be gay. He's one of these closeted weirdos. I don't know if he's in the closet or he's just weird. But his idea of minimizing my stalk within the group was him acting gay towards me, because that somehow humiliates me, while he doesn't want to be called gay. I don't know. I know I have gay friends and some gay fans out there who would never disrespect me or be that fucking lewd and disgusting towards me. This motherfucker was outrageous. And when I called him out on it, of course, I'm the bad guy at that point, because, yeah, I called him the F-word derogatory term. I had a shit ton of evidence and a shit ton of witnesses, so whatever. My judgment, my shaming of his behavior was justified, where he was just being a nasty fuck because he has insecurity issues. Now, the idea of making a uniform look good. Let's push that on these other two minority groups. Number one, women. Women and blacks. It's sad. Check this out, okay? You know what? Let's try to wrap this up and do the twofer. Women and blacks, they tend to have the same you can argue with them with the same argument, and it will apply to both groups. All you got to do is exchange women or blacks, and the same arguments will work. So let's use the make the uniform look good. Most of them will say, not all women, not all blacks do whatever fuck shit. That's true, but here's the two problems with that. Number one, what do women call their not all? They shame the not alls by calling them pick-me's. So, what do blacks call the not all? They call them Uncle Toms and sellouts. So let me get this straight. You're going to use the not all argument when it comes to accountability about to hit you in the face. You want to say, oh, not all, not all. Okay, cool. And then two, but when it comes to the actual not all individual who speaks up and say, y'all need to get your shit together, you're a pick-me, you're a sellout. What the fuck? You just want to do what you want to do. And yes, that is the heaviest trend of those two groups. And back to the truckers, what the fuck are y'all doing being just nasty fucks? Stop it. Yes, we're on the road and sometimes we got to do some makeshift hygiene stuff. I'm not telling you to be squeaky clean all the damn time, but that shit right there is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. No, okay? Proper trash can facility. Once you put your stuff in your truck, keep your truck in somewhat order. Keep your mess locked up in a way, and then when you get to a proper trash can place, throw it away, okay? Because you are making other truckers look bad, okay? Truckers that have nothing to do with you at all, you're making the rest of us look bad. I'm not even going to waste the time with the not all. I'm just going to be the one to hold everyone else accountable of my group. So let me see, men, stop being pussy ass bitches and do some honest hard work for once in your life. Blacks, if you don't want to be a fucking labeled as a criminal, maybe you shouldn't be fucking stealing shit. Pull up your goddamn pants and actually have a damn job and some class about yourself. But white people ain't going to do shit, okay? I'm not saying that to sound like a black supremacist or anything. I'm just saying it's not. Last note. The problem is not white supremacy. The problem is black inferiority. You, the black people, feel weak on yourself. That's why you keep crying to the white people for shit instead of taking accountability. Why don't you actually act like the kings and the queens that you claim to be and do something with your life? Actually act and become more sophisticated than that image you have of white people in your head. Or are they really that much superior than you? Because trust me, I know some freaking motherfuckers back in the mountains, they ain't shit. They're nasty, hillbilly ass methods, and I'd be god fucking damn to think that those motherfuckers are better than me just because they're white. Look at their actions. We're done running my suck. I just seen that. I got infuriated. I'm like, nah. This is a learning point. Let's use this as a learning point. So, thank you so much for watching me run my suck for a little bit. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. You want to hear more about my adventures on the road, make sure you get your Huffy Puffy on, 30 minutes to an hour or whatnot. Try to hit that 150-minute mark to get that breathing cardio in. Count your calories, watch what you eat, and just do the right thing, no matter who may or may not be looking at you. Oh, nobody's looking. I could get away with some fuck. No, you tighten the fuck up. This has been Tony Magna Trucking. Thank you for watching. You want some? Go get some.